Hello, subscribers. This is yours truly, JBlue68, coming to you with my next comic book review or comic book review. It's not a comic book haul. Before we get into this review, I want to say thank you to my subscribers. Thank you for subscribing to my channel, for liking, sharing, and commenting. Please continue to do so, and please tap the notification bell so that you can get more videos like this as I post them immediately. And as it says in the comment section, that this is a review of Aliens versus Avengers. Man, I never thought I would see a book like this, but here we are. And we've had several Aliens versus and Predator versus Marvel characters over the past few months. I'm excited about this book. I'm a huge Aliens fan and, of course, a huge Avengers fan. So to see this collaboration is absolutely brilliant and exciting for me. Let me just take a sip of coffee out of my Spider-Man cup. Dig that. Let's see. All right, very good. So, yeah. This is Marvel Comics along with 20th Century Fox, a division, of course, of Disney. Disney owns 20th Century Fox, so we have the 20th Century Fox logo up there. This is issue number 1. Written by one of my favorite writers, that being, of course, the infamous Jonathan Hickman, the writer of the X-Men stories. And then, of course, by one of the most noted and celebrated artists, one of my favorite artists, and that is Asad Ribic. Ribic. I always have a hard time pronouncing his name. But yes, this is an expensive book, and it's a parental guidance suggestion. A parental guidance suggested on the label here. You can see right here. This book hit me up for $7.99. This is a limited series. I'm not sure how many books are going to be coming out for the series, but it's a short run. We're going to take a look at the artwork from the pages of the book, and the reason why the parental guidance on there, because basically the violence in the book, there's no foul language in it, but yes, there is violence in the book. And as I'm filming this, by the way, I mentioned Disney. We should have had the first 2 episodes of Agatha All Along on Disney Plus. So yeah, this is Comic Book Wednesday, and the show just premiered earlier this morning. So yeah, we'll get more into that probably in a later video, but right now we're going to go ahead and get into this book. And as you see here, here's an advertisement for Alien Romulus, which I've seen, and I thought Alien Romulus was pretty good. Still did not generate the excitement of the original Alien film or Aliens, but for me, but it was decent. It was decent. Let's see here. Move this cup out of the way a little bit. So yeah, we have our first page here, which basically the story that begins is in an alternate universe, I believe. I thought that this was going to be a cash grab, but after I actually read the story, it's not at all. It's an authentic Alien versus Avengers story. The story was really good. And the story begins where a group of Shi'ar androids are experimenting on a race of Kree, where they're actually using a xenomorph, attempting to create an alien hybrid species, such as, and they've experimented, we find out, on several races, including the Kree. And you see on this page right here, a Kree warrior sprawled up on some type of machinery where they've used the one of the alien face huggers to implant a drone inside of him. And you see the bloody mouth and everything. Let's just actually home in on that particular panel there. And there it is. the alien face hugger, and it looks like again the this Kree soldier has been experimented on by the Shi'ar, and I mentioned I said android because we find out that these are not actual Shi'ar. These are androids. If you can remember, in the first two Alien movies, they had human androids. Bishop was one, and in the second Alien film, I believe, um, and then the first Alien movie, they had an android as well. So yeah, they've obviously been using androids that across the galaxy that imitate or are built after different species, specifically the Shi'ar. Now, why they're using the Shi'ar as androids for the the Weyland-Yutani company, I don't know. Let's see. But again, this artwork is absolutely amazing, and we'll talk more about that in a moment. Let's just get through some more pages here. And what we have happening here is basically a group of Wakandan soldiers or Wakandan army. They attack the Shi'ar androids on board this ship. They're basically an attack force. They're charged with arresting and bringing an end to the uncanny and dreadful experiments that these androids are attempting to pursue and to create. They're basically using alien xenomorphs to spread across the galaxy, similar to the Alien movies, using them as a type of bio army, bio experimental army to take over the galaxy, or using them as bio weapons to take over the galaxy. But they're thwarted. They're thwarted again by this Wakandan army, as you see in the pages here. And again, the artwork is just fantastic. Here's an alien attack right here. An alien attacking the Wakandan soldiers, but the Wakandans, of course, they use their own technology to be able to thwart the attacks of the alien xenomorphs. And again, I love the way this is drawn. The lettering and everything is just very, very well written. The dialogue is very, very well written as well. The artwork in the panels, like I said, they're just fantastically drawn and illustrated by Asad Ribic. Very moody, very dark, atmospheric. Good use of coloring and shade, as you see here. And let's keep it moving. I mean, look at that, man. I want to do a close-up shot of that one panel. That looks amazing. The way it's drawn. Very, 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 very well worth the price of admission. The $7.99 price, which is kind of definitely very pricey for a comic book, but like I said, worth it. And you can see right here one of the Shi'ar, and he's bleeding that liquid blood that looks like milk, just like what happened in the androids in the original Alien films, Alien and Aliens. When they were attacked or damaged, they would bleed the liquid blood. Again, like I said, it looks like milk. All right. So very nice there. All right, let's continue on. And we have an advertisement right there of the Deadpool issue number 7. All right, so and then here is the credits page. Gives the page that gives credit to the writers, tells you who all the writers are, gives you a synopsis of what the story is about. I'll just read some of that there about the aliens. says, in the outer reaches of space, an alien species lurks, known as xenomorphs. They reproduce by implanting their embryos in live hosts, where the embryo rapidly matures and ultimately kills a host by bursting out of their chest. Adult xenomorphs are semi-intelligent and extremely hostile. Once a xenomorph hive takes root, there is nowhere to hide from the deadly aliens. So very true there. And let's see. Yep, that's what I just read. And then we have the Weyland-Yutani emblem right here. But what they've done is instead of it being Weyland-Yutani necessarily, it's Avengers Alien. It looks like an A versus A. But it also, again, looks like the Weyland-Yutani emblem. I think that's slick. Very clever how they did that. Okay. All right, let's move on here. And then here is where the next page is where they really give you a real synopsis and breakdown of what's happening in the story. I'll read some of this to you. Says seed worlds were not chosen at random, and I think I mentioned that seed worlds, as the Shi'ar are spreading the xenomorph seeds across the galaxy on different planets using different races to carry out their sinister plans. But once a world is chosen for the host, the process, regardless of which world it is, remains the same. Each seed probe carries four queen eggs inside it, along with 12 infected hosts suspended animation. Wow. Yikes. And then 4 locations in proximity of high-density populated centers or highly populated worlds are targeted for initial infestation. Wow. Okay. That's not good. And then it shows here some of the planets that have been infested by the alien drones. Of course, Earth is definitely included. Earth is always the center of attention when it comes to invasions, right? But there are several planets that are being that have been taken over, but specifically on Earth, the specific locations that have withstood the xenomorph invasion have been Atlantis, the home world of Namor, Wakanda, and then Krakoa, which is the home world or the home island of the X-Men, or at least it was anyway, because we know Krakoa has been dismantled in the X-Men stories. And I believe this is the drone of some sort, or an android that was shown in the first few pages. I'm kind of confused on who this is. I thought it was Tony Stark at first, but this is an aged group of Avengers living in one of the last remaining human cities. I love that skyline there, that red sun. And then we have an aged Bruce Banner on a cane. That's Carol Danvers right there in that panel. And they're discussing, what is the future of humans and what's going to happen in terms of their battle to preserve the last human colony against the alien invasion. Valeria Richards, the daughter of Reed Richards and Sue Storm, plays a part in this particular story. And we learn that Reed Richards is unfortunately deceased in this story. And I don't know how many other Avengers are actually alive. And here we have Miles Morales and Banner in his Hulk form taking on an invasion of xenomorph hordes. And then there's Valeria right there, as I mentioned. She actually has come up with some type of scientific experiment that can actually destroy the xenomorphs. Okay. But unfortunately, we learn she doesn't get to use it herself. She ends up also being killed by the xenomorphs in this story. Let's move along here. A lot of discussion between Banner and I think, like I said, this is an android. I thought it was Professor X, and then I thought it was, said Tony Stark. I'm still confused on who or exactly what this character is. But I think, as I said, he is, in the very beginning, I showed the pages where the Wakandans were attacking the xenomorphs. And one of the Shi'ar was disguised as one of the androids, I should say. Excuse me, let me backtrack there. One of the androids was disguised as a Shi'ar, and this is that particular android who's now working with the Avengers. That's what I believe is actually happening. And as I said, some of Earth's greatest nations have been defeated by the alien hordes, including Atlantis, Wakanda, and Krakoa. And he's helping them to try to preserve the last of the humans on Earth, along with Earth's mightiest heroes. And this is where we discover that Valeria, she actually experimented on herself, or allowed herself to be implanted, impregnated, I should say, by one of the alien xenomorphs in her attempt to use her experiment to see if it would work in destroying the xenomorphs themselves. And look at this page there. I love that panel right there. It looks very, let me just do a close-up on that. Let's see. Yeah, I love that panel right there. As I said, how it looks very dark, very moody and shady-like. I love how that's drawn in the colors. It's very, very, very cool. You know, for those who love comic books, you understand. Okay, let's move on here. And then a fight ensues between the Hulk and one of the alien drones or alien warriors. And of course, you know, they have acid for blood, but the Hulk has gamma radiation all throughout his body, so he's able to resist being incinerated by the alien acid that falls on him. Does hurt him, but it doesn't kill him. There's another ad here, Venom War, issue number 3. Lower the camera again. And then Miles Morales, who's also on the battlefront, gets attacked by one of the aliens. And here is something that will be key to the story going forward, is that the symbiote host, which actually is part of his Miles Morales' suit, is actually it actually takes over the xenomorph and prevents the xenomorph from killing him. If that makes sense, because as you know, in the Spider-Man universe, with Venom and Carnage, particularly, they have the symbiotes, which actually are part of their living hosts on their suits that they wear, and so the xenomorph actually gets taken over by the like I said, by the symbiote, and creates a new suit for Miles Morales. So I believe going forward, this particular unfortunate situation will cause Miles Morales and this particular tech to be able to fight the alien hordes in future issues of Alien versus Avengers. I hope that makes sense. But yeah, so that's pretty much it for the review of this book. This is issue number 1. And the next issue, this is what the next issue will look like. Outside of the variant covers anyway. Let's move this over here so you can see. And that won't be out until, it says here, November the 6th is when the next issue will be on sale. All right. So yeah, that's it. That's all. Let's turn this back around there. So Aliens versus Avengers. This book has been out for at least about 2 or 3 weeks now. And if you're into comic books, I really highly recommend this for purchasing and for reading. Check your local comic book shops to see if they still carry them, or if they don't, if they can special order them for you. I didn't mean for this video to go this long, but I was really excited about this book. I thought it was, like I said, going to be a cash grab, but it's not at all. It's an authentic, well-written, well-conceived, and well-drawn book. So, all right, that's it. That's all, y'all. Thank you all for joining me for this comic book review, again, of Aliens versus Avengers. I appreciate you all. Please like, share, subscribe, and tap the notification bell so you can get more videos like this as I post them immediately. Thank you all for joining me. Peace, love, and hair grease.